Hello, and welcome to Patience is a Virtue, the YouTube channel all about wagering on sports futures. I'm your host, Andrew, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of the shortest types of futures available in the market, which is a playoff series correct score after 3 games. You see these in the MLB, NBA, and NHL playoffs, and they're a great way to take a profitable position on a playoff series without too long of a wait, with the first 3 games in a series usually being played within the span of about a week. Today, I'm going to focus on the NHL second round series between the Edmonton Oilers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, Vegas made it here by beating the Minnesota Wild in 6 games, while the Oilers took down the LA Kings in 6 in their first round series. Now, during the regular season, these two teams split their season series 2-2, with each team getting a home win and a road win. Now, as of recording, here are the best prices for the result after 3 games at the common sportsbooks. Vegas Golden Knights lead 3-0 is plus 700 on BetMGM. Vegas to lead 2-1 is plus 140 on Bet365. Edmonton to lead 2-1 is plus 145 on Bet365. And Edmonton to lead 3-0 is plus 700 on FanDuel. Now, the way I'm going to play this market is to place 2 bets. I will be taking Vegas to lead 2-1 and Edmonton to lead 2-1. I think the difference between these two teams is quite slim, and I have a hard time seeing either team winning the first 3 games in this series. Both teams have a positive goal differential, both have winning records at home and on the road, and being from the same division, I think each team is going to have a good idea about how their opponent is going to try to attack them and the ways that they can try to exploit those weaknesses in their opponent. I fully expect this to be a tight series, which is going to go back and forth and will likely end in 6 or 7 games. So I think a 2-1 lead by one of these two teams after 3 games is the most likely scenario possible. Now, by placing a bet on both sides of the aisle, I'm being recovered regardless of which team ends up taking the lead after the 3rd game. Now, if you prefer to take just one of these bets, I would take a swing on Edmonton to be leading 2-1. If you dive into the regular season matchups, I think Edmonton held a slight advantage between the two. For example, Vegas needed 3 goals in the final 10 minutes, including 2 goals in the final minute, to win their first game back in November. And of course, that was back in November. These teams have changed a little bit since then. But without that comeback, Edmonton would have taken the season series 3-1. I can see Edmonton winning at least 1 game on the road in Vegas and then heading back home and winning Game 3 at Rogers Palace. Although that is, of course, far from certain because Vegas are very good on the road and they're not afraid to play in hostile territory. Now, that being said, if you think Vegas can hold home ice and win the first 2 games, then you might want to take Vegas to be leading 2-1 in anticipation of Edmonton not losing on home ice in Game 3. Just remember that no matter the outcome of Games 1 and 2, Edmonton will likely be the favorite in Game 3 on their home ice. So if you are planning on taking a hedge position, keep that in mind when you're trying to get better odds on that you will get better odds on Vegas in that game, as they're most likely going to be the underdog going in. So as you can see, there's a lot of different ways that you can play this market, and I think that makes it just a little bit more fun than a lot of the straightforward markets that you're generally going to see on these sports books. So that's going to be it for this episode. Always remember to gamble responsibly, never risk any more than you can afford to lose, and remember, patience is a virtue.